I rise today to just say thank you. Thank you to Ike for being such a great mentor, for taking me under your wing, for telling me how a little bit about what it was like for you when you chaired the Personnel Committee a number of years ago. And I think you told me that early on when I came onto the Armed Services Committee, but it was a few years later when I actually had the great honor of chairing that subcommittee. And then I felt such an incredible burden because I thought, you know, Ike has done this before, and how could I live up to who he had been and the way he had cared for the troops and their families and kind of got through some of the really tough times, because when you deal with those issues, you know that you're going to be, you know, wanting to do everything in the world when you can't, when there are limits to what you can do. And I really remember you telling me about that and just, you know, letting me know, get in there, but you better do a good job, you said. You know, I want you to do a good job. I don't want you to screw it up, you know. And so I certainly had that burden. But more than anything else, you are such a splendid gentleman. And, you know, we use the word kind of loosely here. Sometimes I think we often say, you know, to the gentleman from whatever state that might be, you are the gentleman. I mean, you are the epitome of what we all believe to be someone who serves in this very, very honest body and who cares so deeply and has such strong principles and who teaches us all. And I think we all want to live up to that standard that you said. It's not easy, and you make it really hard for everybody to do that. But I think we all strive for that as best we can. I know that I didn't have an opportunity to be in your district, but you came to my district, and you and your late wife Susie were there, and we had just the most marvelous evening. And I remember that I was then at an event that you spoke at, and I remember looking around the room, and everybody was just, you know, transfixed really on your words. You were telling one of those stories, and it went on forever. But that didn't seem to bother anybody. They were just delighted to be in your company and to hear you speak and to hear the way you interacted with all the people in the room, but telling those stories. President Truman, of course, came into that story, and your father. And I have just enjoyed serving with you. I can't tell you how much I'm going to miss you. It's going to be a lot, and I know you're going to miss everybody here as well. But we are all so much better for having served with you. Thank you.